Hey there, this is me, Malorian, and this is going to be another War Machine battle report. And this is going to be kind of a silly one. Basically, the Blockader is, well, the rules are out. I'm still waiting for the models to come out at the end of the month, but I really want to be playing more games with lots of different builds. For those who saw my last video, I love the Blockader. It does lots for mercenaries. I want to see what it can do. And so one of the things I thought I'd try, just because I thought it'd be silly, is running a Magnus2 triple Colossal list. So you actually have enough points there that you can get in a Galleon, 2 Blockaders, so that's what the storm walls are representing, as Blockaders. And then because you have 2 points left, you get a Tinker, and then basically after that you get to pick 3 free solos. So in this one here I'm taking Anastasia, and then because normally I think I would be taking Iris 1 and Orin, but my buddy was borrowing them, so why not? I'm gonna give Iris 2 and actually Gudrun the Wanderer a try. You know, like, why not? I've like never used them. We're doing a game that's all about silly, let's try things out. Let's see where it goes. Now I'm actually going to be up against my brother here. He's playing his Crucible Guard. He's doing Syvestro, and this is already not exactly what I want to see. You know, he's going to have this infantry that's high defense. I do have some answers for it, and I have enough shots that I should be able to work my way through it, but, I mean, tough, no knockdown, bringing them back, that could really just kind of get in the way of me having fewer models than him. And because he has +2, even though I end up getting a 6, he got a 7, he goes first, and so I am really feeling a little bit scared about this game. So normally with Magnus2 I'd be talking all about the scenario game and how I'm going to try and super score, but in this case here, I don't know, it's going to be pretty tough. I think it's going to be one of these things where it's going to need to survive and see what I can take out. By the way, if you can't see Magnus2, that's because he's like underneath the big huge claw arm there. Alright, so my brother goes first, like I said. He kind of like pushes up, and right away I'm kind of wondering what I should do. He kind of positions very carefully so that if I want to try and get to him, I'm going to probably have one of those battle engines that's going to be able to go after me. So that's going to be really dangerous. And for the most part, you know, he puts the spell up onto his halberdiers so that they have +2 defense and all that cool stuff. Admonition, that's onto his Toro, that's there more in the front. But otherwise, I'm left here wondering if I should feat this turn or not. So basically, if I don't feat this turn, he's going to be swarming into me. He's going to be blasting me down. I'm going to like lose a Colossal. It's going to be really nasty. But if I feat, I can catch a couple of things and then maybe trap him, because since the infantry is behind, I can maybe like trap him and make it harder for them to funnel out. They can still go through the objective, but at least it makes it a little bit harder. The real issue is that depending on how I charge, I could get myself in a lot of trouble here. So I'm going to have to try and see what's the best way to do this. So in the end, the way I decided to do this is I put the Galleon up there. It's going to be moving Magnus up forward first. So with this new little crane thing, I'm getting another 2 inches of threat from Magnus. And then what I do is charge an angle at the Toro so I bump into my Galleon. And so I'm catching really only the Toro in his right battle engine. So that doesn't sound great, but at the same time, that's the main stuff I want to stop. I then run the left Blockader up and around to block line of sight to my caster, the other Blockader rushing around the flank on the right, and then Gudrun the Wanderer, even though I want him to be trying to do like flags and all that cool stuff, he just runs up there. He's just trying to really make sure that if he wants to try and go at me with that other battle engine, he has something that's kind of in his way and it kind of causes him some grief. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not super happy with having to do this feat so defensively, but I feel that if he doesn't get a lot of work done on me, and if he doesn't protect himself well, I might be able to really swarm him and get a big alpha off. So he does get through. He gets some damage on the left Blockader, and then really, you know, he's able to shoot through, kill Gudrun. By the way, once Gudrun the Wanderer dies, he basically gets knocked down, gets all his boxes back, gets feigned death. But then he just keeps on targeting my guys and kills off Gudrun. So whatever, he's gone. The halberdiers are here in my face. And yeah, here we go. So looking at this, I do have a way that I can easily get over to the left battle engine. I just really got to kill that one solo standing in front of me. But otherwise, I can't get a lot of good alphas on anything else. So what my goal is going to be here is bring over the right blockader first, use my sprays the best I can to get rid of these things. And again, I really want to see what these sprays can do, but I'm up against things that are defense 15, and then they have tough. So yeah, that's not exactly what I wanted to be seeing here, but as long as I can clear out at least that solo, then that means that the left blockader can get to the battle engine, take that out, and then, man, whatever the Galleon can do, that's great. In fact, one thing I saw is that the UA there is right by the objective, so basically, while I'm shooting the objective, I can hopefully kill the UA as well. So, it's not the best alpha turn I've had at alpha feet, but, why not? So that's what I basically do. Like I said, the right one comes over, I manage to kill that solo, kill off a few other things, then I'm able to come over with the left blockader. I actually rolled 2 double ones, but I still managed to kill it off. It'd been really embarrassing if I couldn't. I didn't mention it, but his Anastasia came on last turn on the right side, getting ready to rush on, and so he still also has a Hutchuk that's in reserve, but my Anastasia charges in and kills his Anastasia, so at least that's going on. I shoot up the objective, leave it on like 2 boxes, but more importantly, kill off his UA. So yeah, he scores a point in his zone, I score a point in my zone, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. I mean, really the way I see this is that clearly next turn he's going to feat. I think he's going to finish off the Colossal on the left that he already did some damage to. I healed it up a bit, but it's still down 10 boxes or whatever it is. And then he should be probably going into, say, like the Galleon, but I'm there ready to heal it with the objective and with the Tinker. So, even if he takes out quite a few systems, I can be mainly back online. And then assuming that coming back from that, I destroy the Toro and his other battle engine, I'm sitting in a very, very powerful spot. So I got like these I love the look at this where I have all 3 of my Colossals, and this is like the kill zone. Like, come on, come in here, see what happens. Magnus is further back. He's nice and safe. So you know what? I'm liking how this is going, and I'm interested to see what my brother does. And what he does is kill off all of my Colossals. It was ridiculous. Basically, he starts off by putting rust everywhere. He has Hutchuk coming in from the left side. And then at first, when he puts rust out there, I'm like, okay, go ahead, spread out your damage. I don't care. And maybe it was a mix of the fact that, everything has rust on it. Maybe it's a fact that he had some really big spikes in there. But he is able to kill off, as you can clearly see, all of my Colossals. And I mean, if he would have killed off the one like I expected, I can be probably in a great spot here where I can just be pushing up and he can't come back. If he kills 2 Colossals, well, I can still do a lot of damage and maybe still keep fighting. Obviously now being down 3 Colossals, I am royally screwed. He also scores his zone and the right flag and contests my zone. So scenario-wise, he is up 3-1. The only good thing I have going for me is that this took a lot of his clock. If you look at the clock there on the right, he's down to 16 minutes to my close to 40. But then again, I have so few things, there's almost nothing I can do. So what I decided to do then is just try and be a little janky. My first thing was just to charge one of his halberdiers and then blast his objective with obliteration in order to take it out. But unfortunately, I'm just out of range for that. So what I decided to do is just play a little bit more safe. Anastasia runs up to contest the right flag. I can't get into his zone. I come over here and I spray and get rid of his guy contesting mine. I put Calamity onto his unit and shoot it with Iris to do like a little bit of damage, and I thought maybe with Calamity I could actually aim and shoot with my Tinker and kill one more. That would have been hilarious. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But yeah, at this point here, I know I'm not in a good spot. Maybe he clocks, but I'm pretty much just screwed. It's very easy for him now to win on scenario. So he not only wins on scenario, he smashes me in scenario. What happens here is that he scores all 6 points. Hutchuk takes the left flag. He's able to kill off Anastasia on the right and score that one. Alice is able to after getting shot by a rocket, transform and zip up onto the middle flag. Syvestro still getting his own zone, and then he's just able to kill off everything in my zone and the objective. And since I don't contest with Magnus, he scores all 6 points, which is crazy, and wins this one 9-1. So clearly, the big, turning point in this game is the turn where I lost all 3 of my Colossals. Now, of course, this is up against Convergence when they have a lot of armor swing here. It was also the feet turn, so even though things seem spiky, by default, when you're rolling an extra dice, dropping the lowest, spikes to some degree are going to happen. We both kind of agreed that me losing all 3 Colossals was probably not in the cards. It's just like that was really heavy spiking, but really, I should have probably expected to lose 2 Colossals with all the damage he was going to do. So with that in mind, I'm not even sure if I could have really come back. Then I probably would have had a much better shot at forcing him to actually clock himself. But the main thing that really comes in from here watching this game was just the fact that triple Colossal is not really the way to go. Unfortunately, sure, if I would have been up against the right type of matchup where I'm up against a battle group heavy thing on the other side, I'm getting the alpha, I lock them down, I hit them again, like that can be a really good game for me. But anything that's a mixed arms that can kind of really bog me down, especially with high defense, it can be a real massive problem for me. So it's just, looking at this, whether I want to go down to 2 Blockaders, a Blockader and a Galleon, or maybe just one Blockader, whatever it is, even though 3 Colossals will be like a silly thing to pull out now and then, it's not going to be a meta winner. The other thing that was fun, that was kind of interesting too, is I thought like, oh wow, I'm taking Iris2, I'm really nerfing myself. But honestly, I found that it actually wasn't all that bad. The fact that normally shooting the caster and taking away all their focus for 2 turns basically really never happens. Against a good opponent, they never allow for that. So normally you're just like disrupting or maybe trying to go for 3 damage anyway. And the fact that she was getting 3 dice to hit something with an upkeep on it and then saying, hey, take D3 or lose it, it was just kind of like an annoyance to my opponent to have to keep on doing that damage and having to deal with that. So, I still think that Iris 1 is better, but Iris 2, I didn't even mention she gets Repo 3, was like, I can actually see a little bit more play there. She's not as bad compared to Iris 1 as you'd think. So anyway, there's some thoughts for the game. If you ever want to see 3 Colossals get smashed in the face, there you go. If you have any thoughts on the game or 3 Colossals or anything like that, please post it down below. But otherwise, we'll catch you later. Bye.